if you've ever gone to buy a game on Steam, then you might have seen that around the where you buy the actual game or add it to cart, there sometimes is a play this game's demo. And a lot of games have these demos, a lot of them don't. And as far as I know, there's only one sim on Steam which actually has a demo. And that is Automobilista too. So let's find out how good the demo is, because I know it hasn't been updated for quite a while. I've heard some things about it. I've heard some new people who say it's crap, buy the game and say it's good. So now let's jump into the demo and see how good it actually is. And I've also imported all of my settings, so hopefully it should be good correlation. Okay, so now we are in the demo, and the version down here, I believe, is the beta demo version, or not the actual version. So the version isn't v1.0 of the game, but I think it's closer to like v1.4? Something around that. It's not v1.5, I believe. Or as far as I know. So, yeah, you have single race test day and time trial. And time trial, you only have the Volks TCI Cups. So you have the Volkswagen Polo, the Polo GTS, the Virtus and the Virtus GTS. And if we try the Polo GTS, more power and less weight, around Velocita or what you want to call it. So if we try it around the, what do we have? We have Club Day, we have Track Day, and Velocita. I believe we try Track Day, since this car feels a lot like a car you would take on a track day and not really have a race. So it has an interesting layout. I don't believe I've actually driven around Velocita before. And let's remove the overlay so we can see everything clearly. If we have tuning setup, yeah, this is the... is this the new UI? Don't fully understand. If you know, then you can say. And it says that they have street tires. That's interesting. I thought there was no sim with street... no kind of sim with street tires. But let's have a gander. Okay, so you have the menu down there. If we just adjust the camera, if we move it back a bit, like that. Okay, there is no track view, so let's bring back the hood. So if we just bring that back. Oh no, I have driven around Velocita, I think. It was a long time ago. Okay. So it doesn't draw the map yet. So I think it's on the left, it seems. And the car is really slow. Okay, yeah, these are definitely old physics. That's what it seems like, because you can just turn in and you don't really get understeer. Like, you see how much I'm turning. I know this is a street car. Oh, you have the monkey. So let's try it here. Okay, so you get some understeer, but not so much, I would say. But yeah, this definitely feels like a very slow car. And in my opinion, this is a crap car to show off Automobilista 2's strength. The circuit, I understand, but the car, in reality, I would pick... I would pick maybe the Formula Inter, maybe. And a GT3 Gen 1 car. Because then you get, like, closer to what other sims have. So you get to compare a bit. And yeah, this car is just really slow, but the game doesn't feel too bad, I would say. I mean, it doesn't feel too good, this car. Oof. And crash. So yeah. These cars can be quite tricky. So let's just restart the session. Yeah, that was old. This is the old menu. So if we just restart. Because I have most of the circuit scanned now. And I crashed there. But now let's just try again. And let's see if I can do a good lap time. And then I think to actually see how bad this sim is, or the beta is, demo I mean, let's jump into the current version of these cars in Automobilista 2 around this track, and let's see how good the cars actually feel. This definitely feels very boring in my opinion, because you have these slow cars just cruising around, not really doing have to do much. I mean, this definitely doesn't show off Automobilista 2, I would say. This feels like just a Saturday night drive to the shops. That's what I would compare this to. And now we come to the tight hairpin, which leads onto the long straight. So this circuit is actually quite fun. I've definitely never driven around here before. The Brazilians make real good circuits. And as far as I understand, most of the actual good ones are in Automobilista 2, which I mean is sort of what you hope for and expect. So now we're going on to the stage where it didn't scan because I crashed. But yeah, you have to turn a lot. And yeah, now we're back to where we began. And it feels like there's a delay in the throttle. It doesn't feel like it's very instant. There's a noticeable delay. But yeah, we did a 220. Let's see how good of a lap time we can do now. To actually do a representative one, I would say. So now we keep going. Are these cars front wheel drive? It definitely doesn't feel like a rear wheel drive car, because it feels like you get like no rotation. Yeah, this must be a front wheel drive car, because it feels like you get understeer when going on throttle and not oversteer. Because look now, I have rotation, and then when I put on the throttle, zero rotation. So that feels very weird in my opinion. So see now, 4 seconds. So yeah, definitely feels a bit weird. I'm not used to front wheel drive. I'm at least up 5 seconds nearly. So yeah, you have to think very differently. So this... I mean, the track is actually absolutely lovely. This is a real fun track. But the car definitely could be a better choice. And I mean, if Volkswagen is needed for to be in the demo, then you can license like the IDR or the RX car you can put in it. You can have a lot of stuff. you can have a TCR car instead of having this lousy thing. But now, since we have done quite a good lap around here, let's jump into the up-to-date version of the game. And let's see how the car handles there. So now we're in the new game, so you can see the UI is very different. You have the version down here instead of here. So it was the old UI. So if we go time trial, if we try the TSI Cup, you have different previews. And you can see, yeah, it is front wheel drive. And then if we go to Velocita, and we go to track day, no record set. So I will be the first one to drive this, which means I'll be doing a world record. And let's see if you can actually beat the lap time. Will be very interesting. So now if we reset the setup yard to default, front at robot 8 Newton meters per millimeter. That's not a lot. So now let's have a drive. Oh, I'm the FFB. Yeah, I'm using the custom FFB in here. But yeah, the car definitely feels like it really wants to actually drive. The FFB feels very strong in this car. And it seems like the auto shifting actually works in this car a lot better than in the demo. And yeah, and the circuit also looks a lot different. Now you have Claro Snapdragon everywhere. You still have the monkeys, but you don't have the Snapdragon. So if you turn here and go on the throttle, yeah, it doesn't feel like too much chronically understeering. It still feels like you can actually turn. Yeah, this car definitely feels a lot better in the normal version than the actual demo. So it's going, I'm going very quickly. Okay, I'm very fast. See, I'm pushing hard. Oh, you have those I don't think you have in the demo version, where you have the like boxes where they sit, or stand I should say. You don't really want them to sit. You need them to be active for if a car crashes. So yeah, this car feels a lot better in this version of the game compared to the demo. Still feels nice. And what time did I do over there? I think I decreased the time by like 5 seconds maybe. Now I know I can be a lot more aggressive on throttle compared to the demo. You see, they gained a lot of time. So this car is actually quite fun to drive around here in the current version, but in the demo, yeah, not really. Yeah, you definitely need to change your driving style from the demo to here even. And yeah, you get some extra rotation there by just going off the throttle. Definitely feels fun. I mean, not as fun as it can be if you choose just a different car. This part reminds me a bit of Bathurst. But yeah, it definitely feels fun. You can get on the throttle very quickly in this car, even though it's a front wheel drive one. So that's very interesting. So now we have figured out that the beta in Automobilista 2 doesn't feel good and isn't super representative of the actual sim. I would say if you think the beta is okay, I would definitely buy the sim because it feels a lot better. But if I were to choose, I would choose this track definitely because it's very fun. But this car, I believe, is a bit too slow. If I were to choose, I would choose Formula Inter, which now this one, because it's a Reiza. They do have a license. But I assume it isn't as expensive as like the Ferrari license. So you have the Formula Inter here. Very cool. Manual Formula car. So it's a bit more interesting. And then as a sort of another car for people who want to drive like quicker, you can have a Audi, or you can have like one of these cars. I would say McLaren, because AMS2 has many McLaren cars. So you have like this one, you have like a McLaren to show off how cool the sim is. Now I feel like that would be a very good option because you show off a lot of different things. Or maybe you have the Ginetta G40 Super Cup, G55 GT4 Super Cup. But if they have to have like the Volkswagen license, I mean, I would put in the RX car to show off some rallying, because yeah, maybe not suited for that track. Oh, Scania, maybe not for that track, but it's still quite nice. And then if you want some actual high performance ones, you can have the IDR. I think they probably have some other stuff, and I mean, yeah, so I feel like the demo could be a lot better, but also, do they have to have the demo? I mean, in the current state, definitely not. In the future state, I mean, if they change some things, it would be good. Otherwise, I would say it's not such a good thing. But what do you think? Comment it down below. Whilst you're down there, please hit the like button and also subscribe. My next video, we'll have to see what it is on. Because I believe what's it called? Yeah, the AMS2 update might come next week as of uploading this, like at the end of the week of uploading this, or maybe the week after that. So we have to see when the update comes, but I feel like it won't be too long now. Otherwise, I can make a video on some other cool things which I have in Automobilista too. Hopefully we get a new version of these cars. But until then, I've been Racing Legend, you've been my amazing viewers. Thank you for watching. Good.